Because companies, right? Companies, are they watching streams? Are they going on Twitch, looking at streams, twitch.tv/neon, Twitch, whatever? No. They're seeing the clips, they're scrolling. The executives, they're scrolling. They see this shit come up on their phones. Flags. You hit up someone, they're not, no, fucking Kevin Durant's not watching a Twitch stream, right? He sees clips. He's like, oh, this dude's funny as fuck. Let me bring him on, or let me do some shit with it. The clipping industry is bigger than ever, and the Clippers need to get more respect for making careers. The Clippers made my career, right? They made my fucking career, bro. No one sits down. The idea of sitting down watching streams is starting to die out, and it's more about scrolling. They want to see quick shit. Their minds are fucking. The world is so cooked. I'm the same way. Motherfuckers are scrolling every second, right?
Imagine being a slave to a platform or a page that is putting out fake clips about you, ultimately because you want Kevin Durant to watch your shit. While there is a sprinkle of truth in what Neon is saying, what he's not realizing is the detriment and the harm that these clip pages can, ultimately set up. But that's because he's fueling the machine. When the day comes when he is no longer fueling the machine, what I think is going to happen, he too will be a victim of the same clipping situation. And he'll be screaming from the rooftops like I Show Speed or like Lacey, saying that he's going to take legal action against these people.
Sure was. And when I find out who that person was, you're done, okay? And it's getting in and you keep forgetting that I got fucking people. I got management. I got fucking people. I got people like race for Twitter tie up. So, and I know all this shit. So, and yes, it was a person you have to be to use cancer to clickbait to get impressions. You know how much the actual loser you have to be to use cancer to clickbait for impressions? It's sad. It's weird. Like you have to genuinely, like actually, like I raised money for breast cancer because of my mom had breast cancer, and for a page to just like use that just to get impressions, and not only that, but lie about it to get impressions. It's so weird.
Part of the predictions for 2026 is that we're going to see streamers actively lying about sport. And a major reason why is because of this fake, false narrative culture that is going around these. The thing is, these streamers have other ways to survive. So if they starve these stream pages and other pages, ultimately they will die out. But what it means is
Who helped
you
you?
won't be able to see the creator going into
Our
the
camp
next
was
year.
just beyond that hill, but they ransacked it and took us prisoner. They must be over there.
I would love to see it.
Being dispatched, Ruff. Culture! It'll be you swinging from the tree tomorrow.
He's not going to get a warm reception under that.
Have you seen patients?
What artifact?
I'll ask you one more time. Where is the artifact?
Do not know. What does it do, this artifact? Till we find the artifact.
Why are we just standing here?
Thank you.
Independency is a disease that can cure.
The A&R procedure will be first roots of the problem and help to allow human beings to enjoy the benefit of being human beings.
There's hope. If you're watching, there's hope.
I used to think the exact same thing. Then I actually went for the real numbers, and now I'm running my ass off now. Their customers are mobile gamers. Over 1 billion people play mobile games every day. 70% are the primary household decision maker, and 77% spend over $100 online. They're playing popular casual games like Solitaire, Wolf of Friends, and Candy Crush. Mobile games are influenced to have low time attention. More than half of mobile gamers leave over an hour or more every night. Each over an hour of attention are missing. And that's not a chemical finance, that's a buying finance. And AppLovin gives your brand right to these ads and precisions impressions. Median view time is 35 seconds. Full screen, 9x16, users actually click to watch. In fact, 80% of purchases happen within an hour of a click. So if anyone says game audiences aren't worth it, they haven't actually looked up the numbers. AppLovin is the platform brands are using to tap into this market, so this is your sign. Get on AppLovin today.
You're dead!
Inside Japan Secret Lab. The following content may be disturbing for some viewers, as it sheds light on a rarely discussed dark chapter in Japanese history. 1938. A mild summer day in China, on the grounds of
Setting up their animations, man. It's
Professors, scientists, and military doctors are conducting important research here. Now, the day is coming to an end. The adults are drinking beer by the pool of the facility. Children are playing tug of war. It's a beautiful sunset. The people next door in the barracks are unaware of this. There is no plan to the day, not yesterday, today, or tomorrow. They don't know if it's day or night. They know only one thing.
like scary movie levels of imagery. Oh, it's like the stuff you see in nightmares, man. 3-1.
The First World War ended nearly 10 years ago, claiming 17 million lives. Japan fought alongside the Allies. As a result of their victory, Japan's economy is now thriving. The empire
Under Emperor Taisho as a member of the League of Nations, Japan enjoys good international relations, participating in conferences on disarmament and arms control, all in the name of preserving peace. In Geneva, the seat of the League of Nations, Japan sends a historic protocol.
The high contracting parties, so far as they are not already parties to treaties prohibiting such use, accept this prohibition, agree to extend this prohibition to the use of bacteriological methods of warfare, and agree to be bound as between themselves according to the terms of this declaration.
The prohibition of these weapons is a reaction to an incident in the First World War. For the first time, German troops systematically used poison gas as chemical weapons. The result was so horrific that the 36 states decided such a thing must never happen again. 9,600 kilometers away from Switzerland, a 33-year-old military doctor in Japan reads a report on the Geneva Protocol. He is electrified and sees it as confirmation of the theory he has been nurturing for some time. Biological weapons must hold enormous potential if they are so reviled. And he comes to its conclusion.
That finds out chemical warfare is banned, and he's like, oh my god, it's like, how would you just ban fucking weirdo things like that? Can you imagine? Yeah, that's a sick fuck, man.
That of the St. Geneva.
Jesus,
The suspect of German warfare created such dread, Japan must do everything in its power to create the most virulent germ weapons, as well as effective methods for destroying wartime enemies with lethal diseases.
This military doctor, named Ishishiro, will devote his entire life to researching methods of biological warfare. In this endeavor, he will be aided by around 20,000 police and an estimated 300,000 people who fall victim to Japan's bioweapons program. Ishii is regarded as very intelligent, if not even a genius. At the same time, he is described as ruthless, extremely arrogant, and ambitious, someone who would stop at nothing to advance his career. When he pitches his idea to military leadership, his nationalistic stance becomes evident.
What if enemy states attack us with biological weapons? And we would be helpless. And we can take advantage of this weapons technology.
I don't think he had that accent, but this guy's like the fucking Steve Jobs of culture. Arrogant and ambitious about building biological weapons.
It's a what if we face a shortage of grand steel during economic crisis? We can kill two birds with one stone.
Is Canada involved in the World Wars? Yes. How do you guys not know that? When they teach you guys about the World Wars, do they just only talk about the country you're living in? They don't mention any other countries, guys. Yeah, of course. Yes, stay with it. Yes. They don't tell you about any other countries' contributions to the war. Fuck no, it's the U.S. versus the bad guys. Okay, and the U.S. was allied with the Allies, and the Allies include, they didn't mention any of those. No, but never Canada. But crazy.
Biological warfare saves money and resources while treating them invaluable.
The U.S. solved everything.
In 1920, Ishii, likely on behalf of the army, embarks on a 2-year war.
No, is this man for sing country?
He aims to collect research findings into biological warfare. When he returns to Japan in 1930, the political
Canada just can't keep up. Straight with straight.
will lead to approach the right politicians in power. Japan's economy has been severely hit by a global economic crisis. In these circumstances, Ishii's ambitions find fertile ground. He wants to create an entirely new institution, the Institute for Epidemic Prevention. Once again, he pitches his idea to the War Ministry, claiming that other countries are secretly developing biological weapons too. That's what he supposedly discovered.
Hey Sean, my name is MC Jen, and I am one of the first Asian Americans to sign a major record deal with a rap label.
With the Asian Organization and Wolf Productions, as we tell the stories of trailblazers who made us their social rights.
In the early 2000s, there weren't many visible Asian Americans in hip hop, and a young child.
During his world tour, Now the war minister himself becomes interested in Ishii's research. The government provides all the necessary resources. They revive Japan's chemical warfare unit around the war. In 1932, Ishii's institute begins its work. Ishii and his team experiment with the pathogens for glanders, cholera, typhoid, gas gangrene, anthrax, and plague. Ishii is plague is one of the most dangerous potential bacterial weapons. During history, the effects of the plague in Europe from the 14th to the 17th century. The Institute's name conceals the second part of Ishii's research.
There are two types of bacteriological warfare research, A and B. A is assault research, and B is defense research. Vaccine research is a type, and this can be done in Japan. However, A type research can be done abroad.
The problem with biological weapons is that pathogens don't distinguish between friend and foe. An out-of-control epidemic would endanger millions of people in Tokyo.
And this can get back to you, Ozo. This no food transportation. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Everybody in Japan also dies. He don't fuck. He just want to kill people, bro. This is not a person thinking strategically. He just want people to die. You can't choose who dies to a plague. Fuck.
Ishii is convinced to develop the perfect biological weapon. A bit of lab research is not enough. He wants to test his developments on a large scale, regularly, extensively, on human subjects. Political climate is perfect for Ishii's plans. Japan's new military leaders want to expand. They are more aggressive than their predecessors. Some of them aim to occupy Manchuria. The Chinese region is militarily weak and rich in resources. In 1931, Japan makes a move and actually occupies the region. A year later, they established the puppet state of Manchukuo. The invasion of Manchuria is considered Japan's most decisive early step on the road toward totalitarian fascism and war. In Ishii's eyes, the non-Japanese colony is perfect for his work. Potential accidents wouldn't endanger the Japanese population. Vast, enormously populated areas guarantee secrecy. And then there are the inhabitants themselves, human subjects for his experiments. Ideal conditions for A-type investigations into biological assault. Thus, Ishii requests the relocation of his institute to Manchuria. In order to tell this story in depth, we poured over to Iselt, Fideoleven Fortress,
such a good ear for this shit now.
research laboratory, and a prison camp. It doesn't take much to be sent there by the Japanese colonial power. Soon the prison cells are filled with bandits, guerrilla fighters, partisans, communists, dissidents, and intellectuals. Suspicion that a person might be anti-Japanese minded is enough. They become part of the A-type research.
If they suspect your anti-Japanese government, you can be experimented on, bro. Not even if you are, which is still insane, if you're suspected to.
Human experiments with biological weapons. How many prisoners were killed is unknown to this day. The average life expectancy of the prisoners is about 1 month.
Oh my god.
Japan tries to keep the activities at the fortress strictly secret. In Tokyo, the government knows exactly about what's happening in the complex. None of the high-ranking politicians speak out against the killings, or as the scientists there call it, sacrificing human beings. Before Ishii and his team can really get going, the Meijine fortress becomes a security risk. A group of prisoners manages to escape. Ammunition imposed will not, probably by a group of communist resistance fighters. The project could be exposed. Ishii orders the fortress to be destroyed to cover up any possible traces. He presses the Japanese government. The new site for his research should be even bigger.
Hey man, if niggas get to your secret lab and you start destroying shit, you're guilty of whatever they said you did, dog. If you ever start destroying shit so people can't you gotta fuck up.
Even more remote, no one should be able to escape. In 1936, Emperor Hirohito personally issues a decree. Ishii's institute is to expand, and it becomes part of the Quantum Army, creating a large network of locations. The headquarters are built in Pingfang. The unit station there is given the number
731.
that will go down in history.
don't make sense.
Pingfang is in a remote area. It's not near the South Manchurian railway line. The new tracks leading to Pingfang officially don't exist. The secret trains that run there have a single purpose: transporting supplies, human ones included. About 150 buildings are erected over 6 square kilometers. A power plant, administrative offices, prisons, stables, greenhouses, autopsy rooms, campus, an airfield for the unit's air fleet. Trenches line the perimeter of the zone. Electric fences and watchtowers secure the area. The airspace involved is a no-fly zone. Ishii runs headquarters. He's in charge of 3,500 employees. He has recruited many of Japan's best medical researchers. They're all focused on one question: how can plague, cholera, anthrax, and so many diseases be weaponized for war?
Good thing they win the war.
As staff bring in a middle-aged prisoner to a room, he's quiet. He knows it's open for him. He's stripped naked and tied to the bed. But when the medical assistant picks up the scalpel, the prisoner finally starts screaming.
I cut him open from his chest to his stomach, and he screamed terribly. His face twisted in agony. His smile was unimaginable. He screamed so horribly. But finally, he stopped. This,
After 20 years, I finally got the chance.
Stay right. Get away.
You there! Stop! I'll have you livid out, mate. You're done for, you bastard! Go down like a sack of potatoes.
This was just another day for the surgeons, but it really stuck with me because it was my first time.
This Chinese prisoner has been deliberately infected with the plague and is now being dissected alive. The researchers want to see how the plague ravages his internal organs. Anesthesia isn't used as it could interfere with the results. Between 1936 and 1945, at least 3,000 people are murdered in experiments like this one, though the actual number is likely much higher. As the Pacific War breaks out and Japan later attacks Pearl Harbor, Unit 731 carries on undeterred. Since the unit is now officially part of the army, they receive new orders: push the human body to extreme conditions to see how it reacts. To study frostbite, prisoners are forced to stand outside barefoot. Specific body parts are submerged in water to freeze. Prisoners are locked in pressure chambers to test how much pressure the human body can withstand until their eyes pop out. this does. Women were forced to become pregnant to study how diseases like syphilis transmit from mother to child and how likely the child is to survive. Even though a large number of babies were born in captivity in Pengfang, most likely none survived. We could go on forever. The list of unspeakable and unimaginable atrocities is so unbearably long. In the labs, there are large 2-meter tanks where human bodies floated formaldehyde, cut in half from head to toe. In other drawers, body parts are stored, all neatly labeled and documented. Feet, hands, heads, organs. Next door, the bioweapon production is in full swing. Division 4 of Unit 731 produces 1 ton of polyvalent 500 kilograms of enzymes, 700 kilograms of typhus bacteria. They develop bioweapon bombs, test them in the field. On a test site, prisoners are tied to stakes and bombarded with test weapons. Planes spray parts of occupied zones with bacterial cultures and bombs filled with infected fleas dropped on areas. The unit wants to know how many people will die. Troops contaminate wells and water sources with cholera and typhus. At its peak, the unit's bacterial production could wipe out the entire world population until the taps over.
To the prison! Help! Help! Prisoner on the loose! Stop her!
Finally trying to close. The Allies control most of the Pacific.
If you really think about it, America kind of just saved humanity, bro. It's just, that is no way. They probably just saved humanity, bro. If you let these niggas do their research for like 10 or 40 years, it would have been over for us.
Allies, Italy and Germany, have long since surrendered. Japan is the only Axis power still fighting. On August 6 and on August 9, 1945, the US drops a nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, pushing Japan to its now, something stirs in Pengfang. In a panic, Unit 731 starts to destroy all evidence of their crimes. Their research can't be allowed to fall into Soviet hands. They gas the remaining prisoners and forced labors.
I can't protect you if you keep running! I will protect myself!
On August 10, 1945, 5 days before Japan's surrender, the unit blows up all its buildings. Infected test animals are released into the wild, causing major epidemics in the region. Around 30,000 people die as a result. Ishii takes the most crucial records with him. He and other senior officials fly back to Japan and comfort. The rest of the staff travels in 50 freight trains, then disappears.
What is it that you want if it is not my charm?
Only you. Charmless.
Is it a game of flash you fancy there?
A friend sent him. Connor. He will offer you safety and training.
Mademoiselle, get my charm back, and you can take me as your game pullets.
Then let's go.
Charged as a war criminal, Ishii stages a large fake funeral for himself in 1945 in his hometown of Chiyoda.
In the season 13 Big Brother Dan Diesel, he faked a fucking funeral?
But the ruse fails. In February 1946, he is found by the U.S. Army. The Americans already know about Japan.
Saying of torture, and I think it's wrong.
On the
No
surface,
torture.
he
But
paraded.
I think we should preserve the worst type of torture for this guy right here. I think